All right, so yeah, this is from Masked Man. It says, yes, this manga is real. I don't know what it's about, so let's see what it's about.
I'm not gonna waste your time. Magical Girl in the Narco Wars is a real manga that exists and is ongoing. If there was ever an appropriate time, what? It is a tedious endeavor to search for a manga worth reading. 40 minutes in and I thought, man, if only there was a channel that existed for... Oh, right. As the search went on longer, my standards started to drop and my eyes caught this. The magical girl part, not at all. I lumped that in with hero, my life, isekai level, and girlfriend, which I'm sure all that put together is a real fucking manga. The Narcos part is what made my eyes pop out of my skull, and like a morbid murder story, I just had to see what the fuck is going on. Because my favorite movie is Scarface, and growing up as a kid I used to walk by the living room and my father would be watching El Capo, and then as I got a little bit older, the Pablo Escobar series, and then of course, Narcos. In other words, it was in my subconscious to click this. Going into it blind, part of me hoped this would be a fun series to read, something like a Mexican Sakamoto Days perhaps. Great comedy mixed in with cholos and America jerseys doing well choreographed action, all bundled up and served on a plate. Sadly, there is no comedy tag, and 6 chapters in, I'm already getting PTSD from the last Magical Girl series I read. The manga begins with a man running in terror, asking what the hell is that monster, until he is tracked down by a magical girl that says her favorite pastime is slaughtering drug dealers. See, Japan has fallen into madness because of a drug called candy. Its main
What the
ingredients
hell?
are sugar, corn syrup, artificial flavorings, and colorings. It's no different from regular candy, but nobody knows what gives candy several times the potency of heroin or fentanyl. Now, I audibly cackled reading that last bit for the first time. That's a real line in the manga. This is where we are introduced to the main character of the story besides the magical girl, and that is Akira. Now, Akira does have some Hispanic in him, which kinda made me bummed that he didn't have a more Hispanic name. Not because I care about being represented, I have Banana Fish for that, but if not, it would be cool that in a world of Akiras and Musashis, that I could say we have a manga protagonist named Juan Pablo, or some shit. It is revealed that Akira actually hates drug dealers, and in particular hates candy because of what it did to...
Well, if you think of it this way, Luffy is pretty much Hispanic, if you think of it now. You got Luffy. the Hispanics, like, South Americans can say we have Luffy as our protagonist. You can literally say that. So you can't be too distraught by that, right? Oda even said way before the Netflix movie, said years before the Netflix movie was even becoming a thing.
Says, what about David?
And David, yeah, you're right, David. You got Luffy. Who else? You got Chad from Bleach, straight up. I don't know what you're talking about. I think there's another one I'm not thinking of. Fuck, I'm pretty sure there's others. Oh wait, wasn't there someone who was Hispanic in the Cowboy Bebop? I can't remember. Oh no, wait, that dude was on crazy drugs and his wife died. Never mind. Never mind. Fuck what I said.
So while being tortured and having his arm severed, he is
Brightro says stop him.
Magical girl.
Holy shit.
But I'm convinced that some manga are money laundering schemes. Anyways, she uses an ability called Rewind, which heals him completely, and they wipe out the group of thugs. This manga only has 6 chapters at the time of this recording, so this is mostly me reading the future.
Brightro says the art looks nice.
Yes, it
so
does.
Broken. The art in this manga is pretty damn cool, so I hope this can create some creative moments visually. But in terms of the story, if a counterbalance to this ability isn't set in place, my brain has already lost all tension, since this can be spammed over and over and over again. It's legit the Dormammu I've come to bargain in real time. But the two of them team up to find the maker of candy and bring it to a stop. Akira seems pretty standard for a mafioso type of character, someone that is very violent, and that's about it for now, which is fine, but again, my prediction is that it will remain that way. Riri has an interesting character moment about the harsh reality of being a magical girl, and how that is akin to being a ghost, wandering the world with no attachments and no one to remember them. But again, I'll be surprised to see this character further expanded upon. since immediately in Chapter 2, it seems it will turn into a drug dealers and narcos with their magical girl partners. The final aspect that remains to be explained is the wars in Narco Wars. This big plan was put together to expose the magical girls that seem to be behind this, working with the Mexican cartel and pitting the manufacturer against the black market dealers, setting into motion the Narco Wars. Okay, so look, I don't give a flying fuck about this manga. I really don't. It seems funny, but that's about it. I can already see where this is going to go, and that it's going to take itself very seriously. Despite this being made for people that are either into sending gore in Discord servers or people that I wouldn't allow near daycare. Okay, that's harsh. I'm kidding. Relax. I could be completely wrong.
No, you're not wrong, bro. That settlement now is more real than you ever think. What he said was not off, especially from Reddit. I'm dead serious. What he just said is very on the nose there. He's more accurate than he thinks. Given what has recently happened, I wouldn't blame you. I really wouldn't. Fuck. We are getting to that point. I think we're at the precipice of that point. Like I said, I'm feeling like in some strange way, the things that are happening, the way our things are going, it feels like, and I keep bringing this up, but it just feels very real. I really believe, for those who've seen what's that anime called? Devilman Crybaby, or just the Devilman series, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like majority of most humans are low-key turning into demons to a degree. The way this internet has influenced them to think a certain way, act a certain way, how we're more connected than ever, but more lost than lost can ever get. I believe, in a strange way, to a degree, that most people are turning to demons to a degree based on what they are, being subjected to, or where they're being influenced by. And I think by recent times, so what just happened more than a week ago, I think it's been a week now. Yeah, I think that's pretty I think that's pretty accurate what he said there.
The main villain goes by Chicharito. I'll take all of this.
And when I say demons, I'm not talking about like a physical monster. No one's seen that before. I'm talking about the manifestation of that metaphor on how we treat each other as humans. I think that's what that is.
Back. With only 6 chapters out, there isn't much to praise or criticize, and very little to actually make fun of yet, believe it or not. So here is something to undo the brain rot of the last few minutes. This is one of the most underrated manga ever. Seriously, more people need to read this. Now you might be wondering, why didn't you make a video on it, specifically, Mast? And my response would be, I got a really cool thumbnail, but sadly I got no title, so it would be a dud of a video, and that would kind of break my heart. Completed in 126 chapters, Kasane...
Actually, bro's not wrong. I kind of figured that out too. If you're doing a YouTube video, or you're trying to do anything with YouTube or TikTok or whatever case may be, what you need to realize is that no matter how good your content is, it's all about the packaging, not the content itself yet. The content comes secondary. The main thing that comes importance is what it looks like, what the content looks like. Because a lot of people, I remember, and I think some of you may actually agree with me on this, those who grew up in the 2000s or like the 90s, when you picked up a video game, back when EB Games or GameStop, or depending on what area, EB Games, oh my god, was around, you would, since there was no internet or no YouTube or anything like that to like give you a understanding of like what this game is about, what is the is it worth your time type shit, most of us, and I'm pretty sure majority of us, judge the game based on its cover art. I'm just pretty sure that's what we all did. We think the game is good when growing up, before the internet, way before the internet, before even G4 was a thing. We all just assumed that the game was good just on its cover art alone. Unless you had someone already had the game, played it before at their house, whether it's a cousin, a friend, or whatever. That's what I did. That's how I got introduced to dot hack sign. I remember I walked into the store. I had what, $40 in my hand or something, and my dad said, "Pick any game you want," because I think I did well on my spelling bee or some shit, or my spelling test or some shit. So as a reward, he got me a game. So I didn't know what game to pick up because, well, like I said, there was no internet like that in X, Y, and Z. So I just looked at the game shelves and I just looked at all the games. I already had Crash Bandicoot, so it was already out the window, and I didn't have a N64 at the time. I just had a PlayStation 2, I think. Yeah, I think it was PlayStation 2. And I looked at the screen, I looked at it, and I'm like, eh. And I saw the dot hack sign cover art, and I thought the characters looked really cool. So I picked that up, not knowing what the game was even about, just because it looked cool. And that's how I got introduced to dot hack sign. Because when you buy the game, not only you get the game, but you get a DVD in it. So you can play the little 3-part episode thing that came with it. So they sold you not only a game, but a DVD of what's going on in the story. That's very fragmented, so you still don't know what the fuck is going on. Unless you have prior knowledge of this medium. So, I guess it was cool marketing to a degree, but eh.
Written by Matsura Daruma, who also did I Makako and Steel of the Celestial Shadows, all worth checking out.
Brightro says me, but with Gundam.
Oh, with Gundam? Wait, did you Bri, did you have the Gundam fighting game? You know what I'm talking about, right? There was a Gundam fighting game. Holy shit.
Brightro says yes.
Yes, and it had like, okay, I think if you know what I'm talking about, it's a fighting game where you can play like most of the most popular Gundams, like from G Gundam, Gundam Wing, and then if you're really like fucking up your opponent, like they start breaking in pieces. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's a 2D fighting game, if you know what I'm talking about. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I had it or my cousin had it. I don't know which one had it. Which one of us had the game, but like we played it and it was really fun. He kept on using the burning finger against me. Fuck him.
Very few manga, especially drama-related ones, that I would recommend before this. Even the covers are some of my favorites of all time. See, Kasane is the daughter of a famous actress, and like her mother, is an insanely talented performer. The issue is Kasane's face is fucked up, and that comes with the harsh treatment and bullying during her school days. After all, the beautiful are loved and revered simply for being born beautiful. But she finds her mother's lipstick, which allows her to steal the face of anyone she kisses. This turns into one hell of a story with one of the best main characters, period. Really playing well on the theme of beauty and psychologically looking into Kasane, as she is pretty self-aware of her current state, but is drawn to the success and opportunity physical beauty affords her, feeling as if she would never be accepted or loved if people saw what she really looked like. It is genuinely amazing to see Kasane delve into the character she has to act out and slowly remove aspects of her old self, desperately not wanting to be the old Kasane that was mistreated, wishing so badly that she could be anyone else, but instead realizing that while she cannot be those...
That was it! There it is! Wait, Gundam Battle Assault, right? Let me see. I could not remember the name of it. Wait, let me type that in. I'll let it play, but like, jeez, I need to type that in. Hold up. I'll let it play.
Real. This combined with the actual plot turning into an intense drama once the main opposition, Nogiku, investigating the actions behind Kasane and how she got her face enters. So you get this.
Holy shit, yes! Bro, let's go! Thank you, Bri. Yes, I remember this game. This game was crazy. Like, it was fun to play. Like, it was like, I don't know if it was even broken. I just remember playing it as a kid. It was just one of those games. You just like, holy shit. Oh my god. I gotta see a review on this. Holy shit.
What's going on with Kasane as a character is being reflected in the plays she acts out. Going back to Nogiku, what a fucking great character also. Her dealing with her messed up past and growing from it in contrast to the route Kasane takes is just poetically laid out. The nature of the acting and plays being the setting for the story also allows for these more dramatic and romanticized monologues that happen in the story to feel appropriate. As soon as I thought this story might get stale, an element is introduced that adds
Yeah, I
a feeling
gotcha.
of unease and chaos, and ends in a Shakespearean tragedy, as if there was any other way for this story to conclude. Not sure how ethical it was to switch up a review video halfway through, but I promise this series is worth your time.
So that was the Masked Man on his video on that, on the whole, this manga exists on the whole what do you call it, the magical girl thing. This was 2 months ago, so